This video will give you an introduction to making a wiring diagram for one of your systems. On the upper menu, you'll want to find Our Systems and click on it to go into the area with your systems. And right now you see I have none here. So I'm going to click on New Diagram, and the first thing you need to do is give it a name. So we'll call it New System Diagram. And here's the system diagram page. It's kind of an overview page where you can do things like edit the title and description. You can save a picture to your desktop or anywhere you want. You can go in and edit the system, which is what we're going to do, or we can delete it. So we'll go in and we'll edit the system. And on this page you see the first thing here is we have this area with the rounded corners. This is the workbench area. This is where you can add parts to the diagram and actually do the wiring. So we'll go ahead and do that. Along the bottom is your context menu. It's kind of where you can save the diagram, and on the right hand side is your menu. Inside the menu you have your settings where you can change the size of your workbench, so you can make the actual wiring diagram larger or smaller. You can add notes, you can add parts, and that's what we're going to start by doing here, is adding parts. So we'll go in and there's just a few manufacturers now, but there will be a lot more soon. And we'll add some keypads here, and so I'll add a controller, we'll add a electric strike, simple electric strike here, and we'll add, of course we need a power supply, so let's add a power controller. Clicking anywhere in the workbench clears out the menu. So here you see all these three parts, and we'll move them around on the screen. We'll put them like this. Alright, so now you see that each part has little gray circles next to the terminals. Those are your wire connectors. So clicking and dragging makes a wire, and we'll go down to connect it to another terminal, and that's it. We made a wire. Now when you make a connection to a wire, it auto selects the wire, and you can see when you select a wire you get this letters A and B, and that means it's selected. And along the bottom you can see all your options for the wire. We can change the color of the wire, we can change how it's positioned, we can change where its middle is, we can change, here you see the letter B, so we can change how far the letter B sticks out. So little things like that, and we can also remove the wire if we want to. So I'll go through and I'll do a couple other things here with the wiring diagram. So it doesn't make really much sense what I'm doing here, but you get an idea as to what we're going on here. So here, this wire right here, we'll make this a red wire, and I want it to stick out a little bit further, so we'll go down and see there's the A, so we'll hit the plus next to A. Hitting the minus brings it back in, and you can move them around a little bit. Here's our gray wire, we'll change that to a black color. Really simple mechanism for moving these around. And if I make one and I want to remove it, I can click remove wire and it's gone. Also down by the menu we can add a note. That adds this thing up here called a note, and now I can change it so this is a simple wiring diagram. And that just adds text to your wiring diagram. Same thing, when I click it I select it, and I can then remove the note if I want to. Now over on the left hand side we have a zoom area where we can zoom out, so if we have a large diagram we can make it smaller if we want. And we can change the size of the diagram by clicking on settings. So under settings we have, right now it's an 8.5 by 11. We can also make it an 11 by 17, and you see when it's 11 by 17, if I zoom out you'll see the diagram is much larger, so we can put our parts much further out and add a lot more parts to it. Or if you want it even larger, you can just free type in your own pixel value here. By default the wiring diagram has labels for all the wires. You can see it says green, red. If you don't like those you can take them off. So now we'll save the diagram. It goes through and saves it, and you see on the diagram page we now have a new diagram. You can click on it, save a snapshot, go back in and edit it again, move stuff around, save it again. And that's about it for making diagrams. Thank you.